Hi, folks. Welcome back. Dennis Vitoza, also known as Steph Noodles. And today we're going to be talking about something that literally just happened right now as I'm filming this video. It's 12:06 a.m. on the West Coast. And news is currently breaking that South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has passed away. Obviously, there are already countless reactions to this news. And I'm sure that by the time this video is published around 6 a.m. Pacific, there will be even more. We're not going to dive into many of those reactions in this video. Perhaps I'll do a follow-up video discussing some of them, but it's relatively late. It's 3 a.m. on the East Coast. It's about 12 a.m. here on the West Coast. And I wanted to hop on here because it's caught a lot of people by surprise. Lindsey Graham was 71 years old. He served in the United States Senate from 2003 to 2026. And a total of 23 years. He was, of course, a member of the Republican Party, my party, and a highly controversial figure. I personally disagreed with Senator Graham primarily on foreign policy, his support for sending money to Ukraine, his support for military action in Iran, his support for the state of Israel, his unconditional support for the state of Israel, and his close alignment with what many describe as a military-industrial complex. There was a major military installation in his state, and that was certainly part of why he was so supportive of military spending, because it financially benefited his state and politically benefited his career. That said, before getting into opinions, let's stick to the facts for the time being. In a statement published on Lindsey Graham's X account, it reads, "The office of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham released the following statement on the evening of Saturday, July 11th. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Senator Graham's family appreciates prayers at this time and asks for privacy during this incredibly difficult time." Some additional details have also emerged. NBC News reports that Lindsey Graham had just returned from Kiev, Ukraine, where he met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. They also reported that emergency personnel responded to a call for cardiac arrest at Graham's Capitol Hill home on Saturday night. According to police scanner audio obtained by NBC News, photographs reviewed by NBC show paramedics carrying a person on a stretcher from Graham's home to a waiting ambulance, while police vehicles were also present at the scene. Notably, Senator Graham was also scheduled to appear on NBC's Meet the Press on Sunday. Needless to say, this caught a lot of people by surprise, especially at a time when Mitch McConnell has quite literally been in the hospital. Mitch McConnell has had repeated public health scares over the past several years, and in my personal opinion, appears unfit to continue serving in office. To me, this is yet another sign that America's gerontocracy is reaching its endgame. We shouldn't have elected officials serving until they die in office. Personally, I'm in favor of congressional term limits. There are certainly arguments both for and against them. Some of the opponents often argue that term limits simply turn everyone into career politicians who are constantly looking for their next office. And while I understand that argument, I still believe people shouldn't be serving effectively for life. Personally, I think legislative offices should have term limits similar to those placed on the presidency. Now, all that being said, I am going to inject one personal opinion here. I personally find it very suspicious that Senator Graham passed away from a sudden and brief illness after returning from a meeting with President Zelensky. Obviously, I'm not alleging any conspiracy, and there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever of foul play or anything of that nature at this point. However, historically speaking, intelligence agencies such as the KGB, Russian intelligence, have been associated with methods intended to make deaths appear natural, including sudden cardiac arrests. That has long been discussed as part of a Cold War espionage history. Was that the case here? I have absolutely no idea. I cannot tell you that for a fact right now, and there is currently no evidence suggesting that it was. I'm simply acknowledging that the timing is very unusual and that many people will inevitably speculate. As of now, though, there is no evidence to support any such conclusion. Now, regardless of my political disagreements with Senator Graham, I do want to extend my sincere condolences to his family, his friends, his staff, and everyone who knew him personally. Losing a loved one is never easy, regardless of politics. I'll be praying for the repose of his soul, and I'll also be praying for strength, comfort, and peace for his family during what is undoubtedly an incredibly difficult time. Anyway, today's video is just a brief update. I would have made something longer, but as I mentioned, I've been traveling around quite a bit. I just got back home yesterday. And today, I'm actually filming a special project that I'll share with you all when the time is right. Hopefully within the next few days or so. I just wanted to get this video out because this news literally broke as I got home. And I think it's important to talk about influential and long-serving elected officials, especially from my party, who are no longer with us and have left under what I believe are suspicious conditions. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Hope you have a terrific day. Take care. Be safe and peace.